What's up guys, my name is Tom, welcome back to another video. Here back to another last two question mark challenge with the F1 cars. Today we're here in the Gauer ring. Yesterday I posted with the F2 car, so make sure to go check that one out. It was as Mick Schumacher in the Prema, but today we're going to drive as Lewis Hamilton in the black Mercedes. The mod is going to be in the description. It's a skin mod and it's included the helmets and the suits, so make sure to go check it out. The link is going to be in the description as well for the safety car mod that has a rainbow with the We Race as one advertisement campaign, I should say. But today we're going to start in last place as Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. So I'm posting this after the FP1, so it seems that things are looking good for Mercedes with the 1-2. The racing points are looking good as well after finishing in P3 and P4. So tell me your predictions for this Grand Prix. Maybe we're going to jinx something in these last question marks. Sometimes it happens and it's quite fun to see, to say the least. So make sure to let me know your predictions as well for this Hungarian Grand Prix. But it's going to be Max Verstappen starting in pole position. Maybe it can be a surprise because the Red Bull is a very good car for this track, because it has a lot of corners and it requires a lot of downforce. It's basically the Monaco right without barriers. I always say this when we hit Hungarian, but we're going to start on the softs and then switch to the mediums, and our strategy wise is going to be like this. But here we go through the 5 red lights and the heating laps ahead of us. So this last question mark challenge, who's going to win this last question mark challenge, where we're going to finish, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. And it's lights out, and the way we're going, it was a very good start against the Williams car. We already claimed as well for the Haas of Kevin Magnussen, and that's us already in P17. So always a good start in this F1 2020 game. But Renault squirming to the right, and we are forced to go on the grass. On the inside, we are already in P10, so gain 10 positions thanks to that Renault, because he squeezes so much. Surprised not to getting an illegal overtake warning, but it's been a very fantastic start in this first lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix, as we're going on the inside of Lance Stroll in the racing points. So very down the order, these racing points at the moment. Definitely they're going to be much higher on the grid because of the F1 results. Maybe they can score podiums, so maybe I'm jinxing something. I always like to say that, but managed to sail around the outside of Kimi Räikkönen, a little bit aggressive. We tackled a little bit and the rear tire, and that destabilized a little bit the car, but he has damage because I saw some front wing end plates flying at turn 1, so definitely there was a big contact and everyone was bunched up, and I managed to go down the inside of many cars, and that's us into P8, and this should be P7 as we switch very aggressively to the right, and we overtook Lando Norris in the McLaren. No chance at all with that Renault power, and that's us into P7. So it's been a very successful start. We already have the Ferraris and the Red Bulls on our side, so maybe we can score a podium, but the racing is long and we managed to take a title line on signs, but he gets a good exit. Overtake mode, bridge mix, no DRS deployed. It's going to be deployed once we hit lap 3, and he actually managed to maintain his speed in the races because we're carrying a low high downforce setup, and you can clearly see in the corners how much we gain in the air despite being McLarens. But I'm hoping that we can gain a lot of time in the corner, especially to the Ferraris that looked way down the order as well. One of the Renaults, it was Ricciardo that finished in P5 in FP1, so the Ferraris are looking better, but miles behind the likes of Mercedes, Racing Point and Red Bull. So this is definitely in the positions they're not going to be in this race, and hopefully they can be a surprise. Hungarian has been a good race for Ferrari as Leclerc gets a little bit loosey-goosey at the back end, as you can see. So it's a thing in this game, AI makes mistakes, and you can clearly see he lost a little bit the back end. So the Ferrari getting a little bit unstable like in real life, with a very unstable rear end, and look how much momentum we break a little bit later to get a nice slingshot. It's my driving style, but we managed to go round the outside of Charles Leclerc. What a beautiful move that is! And now we're going round the outside for the chicane, switch to the inside, and he is still there, so we're going to give him the room, give the respect, and we definitely managed to close the door, and that's us into P5. So a beautiful move on the Monegasque by going round the outside through the long right hand. I absolutely take that every single day of the week. As we're going a little bit wide, we have to be really careful because the tire temperature can really rise up. But this is Raikkonen, yeah, one of the Renault's brake check, but I can't blame the Renault because it was behind each other, so I can consider this a race incident, but really good for me because I look at me, managed to go on the inside of many cars. We step on the grass, and I'm really surprised for not being an illegal overtake warning or maybe even a penalty. So we've been very lucky. Sometimes Hamilton is lucky with the FIA when it comes to penalties, but yeah, just a little bit of answer. So if you're a Hamilton fan, don't be mad with me, but we're going to press on lap 4, and I'm starting already to struggle a little bit with the tires, I'm not gonna lie, and you're going to see in the MFD as I'm going wide once again. Look at the tire carcass temperature. The left front is absolutely toasted, so I took the decision, a hard decision, that I'm going to pit in this lap because there's no point point. I can't cool the tires at this moment. I have to go faster. Leclerc started to gain time on me. I started to get behind Vettel. We're going to make an early stop, and hopefully we're not going to get behind this the Williams, the lights of the Williams and the Alfa Romeos, because we're going to pit early. We're going to get behind some of these cars for sure, and hopefully we're not going to get behind these cars, and hopefully we can get an undercut on these guys. I hope that the guys ahead are battling from some positions, and we can gain some time on these guys. I think we have the chance of scoring a podium. That would be great. The pace has been looking decent, but once the tire carcass temperature started to rise up, it was my fault. I was pushing too hard through that long right-hander, and I'm struggling at the moment in this game with the carcass temperature. So it's a thing with the surface temperature, I should say. So it's a thing that we have to rectify in these next few races, especially in career mode episodes where my car is absolutely under steer city at the moment. But we're going to press on. We are getting into the halfway stages through the race, and look how much we're gaining time on the Williams car, slowest car on the grid. Old soft tires, me on the Mercedes. This car is absolutely on rails. I'm used to drive my Tom Motorsport car in my F1 My Team career mode, and it's the first time that I'm driving the Mercedes. Let me say that this car is literally on rails. Not literally, because this is not a railway, but this car is on rails. The front end is so responsive. There's no any sort of understeer or oversteer. It's an absolute dream of the car to drive. I'm really enjoying to drive this Mercedes so far in these last two question mark challenge. I have to drive once again, maybe in the next last two question mark challenge. Let me know on the comments if you want to see me racing the Mercedes once again in this challenge. But we managed to overtake the Williams. One of them, it was Russell, was pitting, and then in the start-finish rate we managed to overtake very easily Latifi, and that's us into P11. But we'll see. We're going to jump Leclerc. Yes, we're going to do the undercut on him. We managed to jump massively the Ferrari. He's on the hard tire, so maybe a bad strategy called by the Ferrari cars. Yeah, that's very normal. Ferrari and strategy are two words that don't combine that well, but yeah, that's a really strategy call as well for Sebastian Vettel. That is on the hard tire, so the two Ferraris don't think that can cross the line with the medium tires in a decent tire wear, so they forced to go with the hard tires, and these can be really easy for me to overtake Sebastian Vettel. We have the car advantage, the tire advantage, as I have a little bit of squirm in the first corner, so we have to be really careful, especially don't hit that curb. So just a bit of advice, hit the curb but gently on that circuit. If you hit that curb, make sure to be really careful with the throttle, because your back end can step away really fast. So we are starting to getting closer and closer to Vettel, but this is the thing, this is Hungarian. It's so hard to overtake the cars around here, because this is Monaco without Paris. I'm struggling a little bit. The dirty air is more powerful in this game. So overtaking is more challenge, but look how much momentum we carry with Sebastian Vettel. A little bit of understeer, but going to try to go on inside. Gets really good on the brakes. He parks on the middle of the track very awkwardly. So I was a little bit on the brakes, and Vettel gets ahead, but we leave the fight for another day. But we can get a good exit through the last corner, which is going to be really hard, because in terms of corner exits, the eye is really good, and I'm not having a good straight line speed because I'm carrying a high downforce setup. But definitely we are getting closer and closer to Vettel, so we managed to get a decent exit, to say the least, and we're going to pull around at our Vettel. He gets really good on the brakes because he's out inside line, but we have the overspeed, we have the traction, we have the Mercedes car, we have the tires, we have everything, we have DRS, we have ERS, we have everything, and Vettel doesn't have any sort of response, and that's us into P4. So now we're going to try to go chase down Alex Albon, but the laps are our opportunities are running out, and we are already in the last lap of the Grand Prix. So I was catching Albon by like 7/10 per lap, so the podium was really on our side, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. I lost a lot of time behind Vettel, and we have to settle down for P4, and Verstappen wins the race, so maybe he's going to win and get some revenge of Hamilton of last year. But yeah, I think it was a very good race, but I'm a little bit disappointed because I wanted the podium and I lost too much time with the Ferraris. The start was great. We got the driver of the day award for sure, because we gained a lot of positions, but I lost a lot of time with the Ferraris, with the dirty air, and it's Hungary, but still I'm a little bit disappointed. I want the podium, but Bottas got the podium. It's Verstappen, Bottas and Albon, and then ourselves as Lewis Hamilton in the black Mercedes. So the mod is going to be in the description, only PC available, because you can't do that on consoles. Make sure to give it a try. We don't have at the moment a patch to get the black Mercedes, so we have to settle down for the mods, but it was a very fun challenge, and this Mercedes is absolutely on rails, and I'm really enjoying to drive. Probably I'm going to do another video driving this Mercedes, because it's so good to drive this Mercedes. Comparing with my Tom Motorsport car, which is absolutely understeer city. Career mode is going to be out Monday or Tuesday. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to do everything in my power to get the fourth episode at Chinese Grand Prix on Monday. But I don't promise this, but for sure it's going to be out Tuesday. So guys, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time. But for now, it's goodbye.